You know that feeling, right? That little internal groan maybe, or just that rush of frustration when you hit a wall.
Yeah.
And a challenge makes you want to just, I don't know, throw in the towel because you're convinced you just can't do it.
Absolutely. We've all been there.
And those reactions,
Yeah.
that immediate feeling of, nope, giving up, that's pretty classic for what people call a fixed mindset.
Right. It's this belief, often kind of subconscious, that your basic skills, your intelligence, they're just fixed, set in stone.
But what we're really digging into today is the other side of that coin, the growth mindset.
Exactly. This is where you have this fundamental belief that you're actually in charge of your abilities, that you can learn, you can develop, you can get significantly better, like throughout your whole life.
And it's not just some nice idea, is it?
No, not at all. It's a really powerful concept backed by a lot of research, popularized by the psychologist Carol Dweck.
Yeah, and it makes so much sense when you actually stop and think about it.
Yeah.
Like, think about building muscle. You wouldn't go to the gym, lift one weight one time, and expect to be suddenly buff, would you?
Ha! Definitely not.
No. You have to challenge those muscles, right? You
Yeah.
add weight, you push yourself, you create that productive struggle they talk about. That's how muscles grow.
And it's the same basic idea for your brain, for learning something new, for really mastering anything.
It takes time. It takes practice, repeated action.
Exactly. And, just like you can't get stronger by watching someone else lift weights.
Right.
You can't learn without actually doing it yourself. Learning is active. It demands that time, that practice, that effort. It's not about being born with it. It's about the journey of getting there.
So our mission today really is to unpack how getting this growth mindset going can unlock your potential, not just for learning, but how you handle, well, pretty much any challenge life throws at you. Let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do it. And what's really striking is just how different these two mindsets operate. So with that fixed mindset, the core belief is intelligence, talent, basic abilities, they're static.
You've got what you've got.
You've got what you've got, and that's it. And this often leads to this constant need to prove yourself, to always look smart, and crucially, to avoid looking dumb.
Yeah, I can see that.
So failure, from that perspective, it's not just a setback. It feels catastrophic. It feels like proof of your innate limits.
That totally shapes how you see everything. It actually reminds me of Carol Dweck's own story.
Right.
She was born in New York, 1946. And get this, in her 6th grade class.
Mm-hmm.
Students were literally seated based on their IQ scores.
Wow. Seriously?
Seriously. And like jobs in the classroom, erasing the board, carrying the flag, only for the high IQ kids.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that pressure.
That's intense.
She said she became increasingly afraid to risk her reputation as one of the smartest kids. That's a real-world example, isn't it? A fixed mindset being hammered in young, leading straight to that fear of looking less than perfect.
That's chilling. That environment just creates constant evaluation. Making a mistake isn't learning. It's like a public announcement of being inadequate. But the growth mindset, it just flips that whole thing. You recognize that your talents, your abilities, they can be developed through effort, good teaching, persistence.
It's not saying everyone becomes Einstein.
No, definitely not. But it does mean everyone can get smarter, can improve if they put in the work. Failure, in this view, it's actually valuable. It's feedback. It's a stepping stone.
Less stressful, too, I bet.
Way less stressful. Because how you perform isn't some final verdict on you. It's just, a snapshot where you are right now.
Okay, that makes sense conceptually. But, for a lot of us who maybe grew up with more of that fixed idea, can we actually change it as adults? Like, is our brain even wired for that kind of growth?
That's the big question, isn't it? And the great news is the answer seems to be a pretty strong yes. For a long time, people thought the brain was, fixed, static, a non-renewable organ, basically.
Right, you got the neurons you got, and that's it.
That was the thinking. No new ones, no major rewiring. But over the last few decades, that idea has been challenged again and again, and honestly, mostly overturned.
Really?
Yeah. It's now pretty widely accepted that the brain can grow, it can regenerate, it can change. And that has huge impacts on how we think, how we function. It's what we call neuroplasticity.
So it's not just wishful thinking. There's actual science. Our brains literally rewire.
Exactly. Think of your brain as this huge network of circuits. Every time you do something, learn something, think something, you're firing a specific pathway.
Okay.
And here's the cool part. If you keep firing that same pathway, your brain actually strengthens it. builds it up, makes it more efficient. That's why practice makes perfect, or at least makes better.
It's physical changes.
It's actual physical changes happening in your brain, and not just on the surface. Studies have shown even deep structures can change. Like brain scans of illiterate adults look different after they learn to read.
Wow.
And even wilder, research is looking at how the brain might adapt to totally new senses, like learning to see through vibrations on your tongue.
Get out. Seriously?
Seriously. It just shows your brain's capacity to grow and adapt is way bigger than we probably ever imagined. So, your skill set, also capable of growing.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brain can change. That's huge. So how do we actually, do that? Especially for adults, maybe stuck in some old fixed mindset habits? Where do we even start?
The first step, and honestly, maybe the most important, is just starting.
Just jump in.
Just jump in.
Yeah.
With a fixed mindset, you might not even try something new. You think, why bother? I wasn't born good at that. Or if you do start, you hit the first snag and you're out.
Yeah. Sounds familiar.
So the key is taking that first step, even a tiny one, even if you feel awkward or silly. And it's not just about stuff you're already passionate about. It's about trying new things to maybe find new passions, find potential you didn't know you had.
And once you start.
Then the idea is kind of compete with yourself from last week. Keep trying to improve from where you started, not comparing yourself constantly to others.
That sounds way less stressful. Shifting from looking sideways to looking back at your own progress. Okay, what's next after taking action?
Next up, really reflect on your own journey. Think about skills you already have now. I guarantee you can think of something you were terrible at first, but you got better.
Yeah, okay. Like driving, maybe?
Driving, exactly. Or your first day at your current job. Did you know everything instantly?
Definitely not. Lots of trial and error.
Right. Learning curves, whether it's your job, driving, cooking, even using your smartphone. Reflecting on that process helps you really internalize that you can learn and improve. And when you start a new skill now, maybe keep a simple log, a notebook, a quick video clip, something so you can see how far you've come.
Visualizing your own growth. I like that.
Yeah.
And then I guess we need to actively look for new things to learn.
Absolutely. And specifically, maybe seek out things you genuinely believe you're not cut out for.
Ooh, okay. Like what?
Let's take dancing. So many people say, oh, I have 2 left feet, no rhythm. My challenge would be sign up for a class, get out of that comfort zone.
And don't quit after one lesson.
Definitely don't quit after a few sessions just because you don't feel like a pro yet. Stick with it. Get okay with feeling awkward. By the end, no, you won't be on Dancing with the Stars, but you will have learned some basics, done moves you thought impossible.
And gain confidence.
Huge confidence, not just in dancing, but in your ability to learn anything.
So setting clear goals and sticking with it, even when it's uncomfortable.
Yes. And for any learning goal, try using SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Instead of, I want to be a better dancer, maybe I want to feel confident dancing at my cousin's wedding this summer.
Makes it concrete.
Exactly. And maybe think ahead, create if-then plans. Like, if I feel intimidated in class, then I will remind myself everyone starts somewhere. Visualize success, plan for hurdles. Don't get thrown off if someone seems better they practiced. It wasn't magic.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about grit? That word comes up a lot. Feels like it fits right in here.
Oh, cultivating grit is totally essential for a growth mindset. Angela Duckworth, the psychologist who researched this.
Yeah, the Genius Grant winner.
That's her. She defines grit as basically perseverance for your goals. The effort you put in and sticking with it even when it's tough and the reward seems far off.
How do you build that?
Well, first, find something you're genuinely interested in, something that sparks curiosity. Then, commit to improving, even just a little, every day. And you have to cultivate that deep belief that progress is possible with work.
So it's not just trying hard randomly, but believing the effort will actually lead somewhere.
Precisely. And here's a powerful tip, maybe overlooked sometimes.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with gritty people.
The environment thing.
Yeah. Identify people who stick to their goals, who show up even when it's hard. Their dedication, their norms, it rubs off on you. It teaches you by example. It's like positive peer pressure or maybe peer inspiration. Really powerful.
That's a great point. Who you hang out with matters.
It really does. Another part of grit is being flexible in how you think. If you're rigid, problems feel like roadblocks. But if you can be more open, adaptive, obstacles become chances to grow. You try new things, build confidence each time you push through.
And knowing your why.
Absolutely. Knowing your purpose, finding meaning that sustains you. When your learning connects to something bigger, maybe helping others or a core value, it fuels passion, makes the challenge satisfying.
Are there other, practical exercises we could try
Yeah.
to really embed this?
There's a fantastic one. Keep a journal for 21 days. Simple challenge. Try something new every single day.
Every day. Wow.
Every day. Could be small, something a friend does, a skill you admire, something totally random. The key is it has to challenge you a bit, push you out of your routine.
How does that help?
Well, the first week, you might stick to things kind of close to what you know. Second week, you got to get more creative. By week 3, you're likely trying things you're genuinely unfamiliar with, things that feel properly uncomfortable. By the end, you'll likely discover new abilities, maybe untapped potential. But more than that, you'll probably notice a shift in how you see possibilities day to day. Just regularly shaking things up can be really transformative.
That sounds really interesting, actually. A bit daunting, but interesting. And what about learning as adults? Are there specific strategies that work better for us, with all our existing habits and knowledge?
Definitely. Adults and kids learn quite differently. Kids often start with a cleaner slate. They absorb things. Adults, though, our prior knowledge or maybe our assumptions based on it can sometimes get in the way.
How so?
Well, once we think we've figured something out, we might stop exploring, stop questioning. So adults often need different approaches. First, self-direct your learning. Learn what you want at your pace for your reasons.
Taking ownership.
Exactly. And take time to really reflect. Use reasoning to make sense of things. Analysis is key for adults, not just memorizing facts.
So it's about actively processing it, making it your own, not just passively hearing it.
Precisely. Adults also usually need a relevant experience to really make learning stick. Remember the muscle thing? Can't watch someone else lift weights.
Right. You got to do it.
You got to do it. Hands-on, tactile learning is often crucial for adults to really get concepts, alongside listening and watching. And finally, maybe most importantly for adults, we usually need a clear goal or purpose.
A reason to learn?
Yeah, a light at the end of the tunnel, a real-world benefit or application. We rarely learn just for the sake of learning. So putting it all together, adults kind of need to consciously figure out how they learn best as adults to really keep that growth mindset strong.
That makes a lot of sense. It's clear how powerful this is for us individually. But what about, bigger picture? Businesses, schools, how does growth mindset play out there?
Oh, it has a huge impact. In the workplace, new research is showing this. Something like 80% of execs agree an employee's growth mindset helps revenue grow.
80%. Wow.
Yeah. And even more, 89% of senior leaders think future success depends on leaders having that growth mindset. It's seen as critical for the whole organization, driving productivity, better culture, engagement, real innovation.
But there must be challenges implementing it.
Definitely. There's a flip side. About 1 in 5 execs admit that sometimes insecure leaders can block progress because they want to protect their own position.
Ah, the fixed mindset leader.
Exactly. And a big barrier often cited is employees being afraid of failure. If the culture doesn't allow for mistakes as learning opportunities, it's hard for a growth mindset to really take hold.
So it really has to come from the top. Leaders need to model it and create that safe space.
Precisely. Lead by example, provide learning opportunities, and crucially, make it okay to talk about failures and what was learned. Show that missteps are just data, not disasters.
And for entrepreneurs, starting a business must require tons of this.
Oh, absolutely essential. Resilience is key. A growth mindset helps entrepreneurs pivot, bounce back from setbacks, iterate on products based on feedback, and stay humble, always knowing there's more to learn.
Okay, and in schools, where Carol Dweck's work really started, how's it being used?
Teachers are increasingly being trained on these ideas. The goal is to help students build a growth mindset early on. It's a big shift in focus, from just praising the outcome to praising the process and the effort.
How does that work in practice?
Instead of just saying, good job, you praise specific strategies. Instead of math isn't your strong suit, maybe when you tackle a new kind of problem, you're building your math brain.
Changing the language.
Exactly. Or instead of great effort, you tried your hardest, maybe something like, okay, the goal isn't getting it right away. What's another strategy you could try? Encouraging working through the struggle.
So that feeling of, this algebra is hard, the urge to quit, that's not a sign you can't do it.
No, that's the feeling of your brain developing. It's building those new pathways. It's that productive struggle we mentioned.
Your brain building muscle.
Exactly. Teachers are encouraged to normalize that feeling, reframe it as growth. Use the word yet a lot. I can't do this yet. Show their own mistakes, celebrate corrections, set clear goals, use cooperative learning, offer challenges just outside the comfort zone.
And what not to do.
Crucially, avoid praising just raw intelligence. You're so smart, because
Yeah.
that reinforces a fixed mindset. And also, don't just say, you can do anything, without providing actual strategies or support to overcome the challenges. That can feel hollow.
Right. So, look, this all sounds incredibly powerful, but it's not perfect, right? Hasn't there been some pushback or criticism?
Yes, and that's important to acknowledge in a deep dive like this. While the idea is super popular, some critics point out that replicating Dweck's original findings has sometimes been tricky for researchers not directly working with her.
Okay.
There's also a valid concern that it sometimes gets oversimplified, like it just boils down to tell kids to try harder.
Which misses the point.
Exactly. Effort is vital, yes. But Dweck herself stresses it's also about using effective strategies and being honest about achievement gaps, not just papering over them with praise.
So it's definitely not some kind of magic bullet then.
No, it's not a magic bullet. It doesn't suddenly erase differences in talent or innate ability. The research generally accepts that both ability and sustained effort matter for success.
Makes sense.
A growth mindset won't make up for, say, zero musical talent if you want to be a concert pianist. But on the flip side, talent alone often isn't enough without the resilience and learning that comes from a growth mindset. It's really about combining that relentless effort with smart strategies and knowing you can always learn more. The research is still evolving, we're still figuring out all the nuances, but that core power seems pretty clear.
Wow. This is really hammered home just how transformative shifting your perspective can be. It's not just thinking positive thoughts, is it?
Yeah.
It's fundamentally believing you can evolve, that you're in the driver's seat of your own growth.
Precisely. That's the heart of it. A growth mindset means you see your abilities, your intelligence, not as fixed things, but as malleable. Like a muscle. It gets stronger with effort, with good teaching, with persistence.
So every challenge isn't a wall, it's a chance to build. Every failure is just data,
Yeah.
a stepping stone.
Exactly. That initial frustration you feel, reframe it. That's the feeling of your brain working, growing that new muscle.
And we should remember, developing this isn't instant. It's a journey, right? It takes conscious effort using those specific strategies we talked about.
Right. Start small. Reflect on how far you've already come in life. Actively look for new things to learn. Build that grit. Maybe try that journaling exercise. And use learning strategies that actually work for you as an adult.
Yeah, and it's good to remember the nuance, too. It's powerful, but not magic. Doesn't replace talent or the need for good strategies.
Absolutely. It's about combining smart, hard work with the belief that improvement is possible. Being proactive about your own development.
So in a world that's always changing, maybe the most important thing is not to buy into the idea that you've hit your limit, your potential to learn and adapt. It's huge, but only if you choose to activate it.
Well said.
So maybe here's a challenge for you listening. What's one thing this week, one I can't do this yet thing that you're going to tackle? See it not as a scary obstacle, but as an opportunity, a chance for your brain to, grow a muscle.
The journey starts now.